Evening, everyone. How are we? Hope you're all well. Friday night, you're probably thinking, what's Buck doing on? I've come on for a special reason, everyone. And I just read something on Facebook, and I'm bloody not in a position to do a lot, but I thought I'm going to go live and put a call out to everyone to see if we can help. And we'll have a bit of a jibber jabber as well. And it's an important cause, guys. I'll wait for a few people to get on. G'day, Jack. How are you, mate? Jack Turtle's on. Evening, Jack. Pump Koala. Toddy, how are you? You're probably wondering what I'm doing back on. I've just come on to make an announcement, guys, for Hope in a Suitcase. Nicole King, how are you? This was an unexpected one. I just decided to just come on quickly. I had a look. No one else is on Friday night live feed, and I thought I'll come on, have a quick jibber, and put this important announcement out for Hope in a Suitcase, guys. I'll tell you all about it. And basically going to put the call out to the Mr. Buckaroony community to see if we can help out. And I'll explain what it's all about soon. Landy Smurf's on. 6 knots. G'day, guys. How are you? Lukey Reed's on. Had a good chat with Lukey today. Good having a chat, Lukey. And Lukey is on his way to watch the, the Hardy Ferodo. How old am I? The Bathurst 1000, guys. Lukey's going on his way to Bathurst, and he's going to watch the great race on the mountain there at Bathurst in New South Wales. Yeah, so good stuff. Gail Rollings is on. G'day, Gail. How are you? Hope you're well. Brad Howell's on as well. They're all on. All the diddly donks are on. And we'll wait for a few more to get on. We've got 27 on. In the meantime, I'm just going to hit the aircon button because I've got the window closed and the door closed, guys, and the ceiling fan's not cutting it. Hang on. It's not overly hot. The weather's quite nice up here at the moment. It's nice and warm. It's certainly not hot, but I just don't want me bloody voice carrying out the window there to the next door neighbour. You'll probably think, what's Buck in there talking to himself? So I'll crank the aircon up while the window's closed. Paulie George, g'day. How are you? Comjag, g'day, mate. How are you? And has anyone heard from Kaz today? Let us know. He put a clip up yesterday, and in true Kaz form, he's talking about Elton John getting to his bum or some bloody thing. But anyway, he's not well, Kaz. Hopefully he's on the mend. Hopefully they're looking after him. So not sure if you've heard from Kaz today, Nicole, but he was in hospital last I heard. I'll give him a bell. I don't want to annoy him. He's probably getting bombarded by messages and all that. I did pass on to him. I said, Kaz, all the Mr. Buckaroony community wish you well, mate, and wish you a speedy recovery. So I'm sure he's got that message. Tom Rowland. G'day, Tommy. How are you, mate? Hootie, Mr. Rogers. Who else we got on there that I haven't said g'day to yet? Nicky Day. G'day, mate. How are you? And I think Gidgey will be on soon. I'll just send Gidgey a quick message on my phone and said, I'm going live, Gidgey, just to do a quick announcement for Hope in a Suitcase. So hopefully we can get a few more on, and a few of yous out there can bloody help out a bit and dig deep as we do in the Mr. Buckaroony community, guys. And it's just it'll be a little gesture, and every little bit helps, and I'll explain it all soon. We'll just wait for a few more to get on. Terry G's on, guys. G'day, Terry. Terry did a great cook-up today, and keep an eye out on Terry's YouTube channel, everyone. Handcrafted by Terry G. Terry did a bloody corn silverside, which normally done in boiling water, aren't they, guys? We usually simmer up a corn silverside in water. Terry's done one up in his camp oven, and he's had it, and he sent me a few photos, and I'll tell you what, Terry, it looked bloody good too. He coated her in brown sugar, and it looks really nice. So looking forward to that cook-up, mate. Nicole, I want to send Kaz some pink flowers to make him laugh. He'd appreciate that. I'm not sure what hospital. I was going to say prison then. My God, what hospital he's in. I'm presuming it's probably the Penrith Hospital, is it? That's where Kaz lives, guys, out there in the Western Sydney. Speaking of Penrith, Sunday, the Penny Panthers are playing in the grand final against the Brisbane Broncos. So that'll be a cracking grand final. Hope you all got the barbecues ready to go, guys. And for tomorrow as well. Best weekend of the year, I reckon. grand final weekend, time to crank the barbecues up and have a cook up outdoors, get the beers going and bloody enjoy your footy, whether it's Aussie rules or rugby league. It's a good weekend, isn't it? I'm trying. Nicole said she's trying to find out what hospital Kaz is in. No worries at all. Robin Green's on as well. How was the corn silver side, Robin? Did Terry do a good job on it? I did one once in the camp oven or the oven. I can't remember now. Coated it in marmalade. It was very nice, but what I did need to do is soak it a bit more in fresh water to get a bit of the salty stuff out of it. It's all right when you boil it up in water like a corn silver side, but when you bake it, you've really got to soak it in and get that. I found it a bit salty. So Terry said that he had soaked it and got a lot of the salt and that out of it, because they inject the silver sides with a salty brine solution, which makes it into corn silver side. And it's bloody one of my favourite feeds, guys. But Bob and Kim Assa did one, and we had it when they were up here at Paradise Camps. And we went up and saw Dean and Michelle and Bobby and that Bob and Kim, and they had some cold corn silver side there that Kim had done in the camp oven, and she coated it with marmalade, and it was absolutely beautiful, cold on sandwiches with some relish or pickles or whatever like that. Absolutely beautiful. Gidgy Gorilla's on. G'day, Gidge. How are you, mate? Thanks for coming on, because we're going to put a call out and for Hope in a Suitcase, and we'll talk about it soon. How many's on? 31. We've got a few coming on. There's no footy on tonight, so hopefully we'll get a few on. I didn't make it now. I just decided to put it on and come on. Hopefully people who don't see this tonight will see the replay and can dig deep and bloody help out Hope in a Suitcase. And if you're wondering what Hope in a Suitcase is, I might as well start it off now rather than jibber-jabber too long, guys. Hope in a Suitcase is a wonderful organisation Australia-wide, and we've supported it before, the Mr. Buckaroony community, and it was a massive success. What it is for foster kids, guys, that get taken away from a bad home and they get fostered out to other families. A lot of foster kids. And up here in North Queensland, hate to say it, a lot of them are young Indigenous kids. They get fostered out to families, and they go out to these families, and some of them go out with nothing. And I mean nothing. They get taken away from the families because they're exposed. And this can be from babies right through to teenage kids, guys, all age groups. They get taken away basically by the Department of Child Safety for good reason, okay? Domestic violence is the big one, okay? Drugs, all that type of stuff. The Department of Child Safety will step in and go, we need to get these children out of this toxic environment and get them out to a foster home. Some of the poor kids go out there with nothing, just the shirt that they've got on their back. Hope in a Suitcase, and that's what it's called, is basically they try and give these young kids from babies through to teenage kids a suitcase or a bag, and in that bag is just some basic day-to-day stuff to make them feel like they own something when they go out to a foster home. I know a lot of foster homes will probably go out and buy stuff for the kids, but a lot of the foster people don't have the money to do that, guys. They, and they've got big hearts themselves, just taking the kids in. There's some wonderful people out there that act as foster parents. There really is. So Hope in a Suitcase, basically get a bag or a suitcase. And I'll give you an example. If it's a little 2-year-old girl, that 2-year-old girl gets given a little suitcase, little pink suitcase or a pink bag or whatever. And in there will be toiletries, singlets, some pajamas, and a little nightie or whatever. Just think what a little 2-year-old girl, a nice little toy for her to bloody cuddle at night and all that type of stuff. A toothpaste and toothbrush, little kid's toothbrush and toothpaste, all that type of stuff. So when they arrive at their foster home, the foster parents have got a bag, and in there some toiletries. And if it's a newborn baby, some formula, some nappies, some disposable nappies, stuff that are some bottles, some formula, some dummies, all that type of stuff. Most of you out here are parents, have been parents, so you know what I'm talking about. Gidgy got onto me the other day and said that Hope in a Suitcase North Queensland, I think Karen down there on the Gold Coast said Hope in a Suitcase North Queensland is under the pump at the moment. There's that many kids being taken away from toxic environments, domestic violence and stuff like that, guys. And they're looking for, and obviously child safety and all that, find foster homes for these kids to give them a safe environment to live in. But Hope in a Suitcase is all about trying to give that kid a bag of stuff, a bag of belongings, so they feel like they own something. And I think it's a fantastic cause. It's something we did a couple of years ago now, and Gidgey and all his workers at work down there. Jack Turtle was involved. The Dreaded Chef was involved. Like, there was a lot of people involved in that, and it was a massive success. And out of that, a lady down in Tasmania contacted me. I forget her name now. Sorry, Rachel, I think it might have been. And she said, Buck, I want to create a Hope in a Suitcase in Tasmania. And as a result of me making people aware of Hope in a Suitcase, there's now a Hope in a Suitcase in Tasmania, Hope in a Suitcase North Queensland. There's one in Brisbane, and they're getting bigger and bigger. There's foster kids all around Australia, guys. And Hope in a Suitcase is one of the best bloody charities I can think of to support, because it's supporting young kids that are in a bloody going through terrible times. Some of them get taken off their mothers straight as soon as they're born. That's because child safety have said you are not, and we know there's people out there, they're not worthy to be parents, and they shouldn't be parents. So North Queensland, Hope in a Suitcase is under the pump. A lot of kids going out to foster homes, and they can't keep up with the bags. Now, I know I've spoken to Russ from the Townsville Chiefs guys. You know, the Townsville Chiefs do a lot for charity, and Russ is starting to work on getting stuff together for Hope in a Suitcase. He's already starting to source good, cheap little kids' bags from overseas that don't cost a fortune, okay, so that the Townsville Chiefs can start doing fundraising for Hope in a Suitcase North Queensland. And it's absolutely fantastic. I Love Pies. Good work, mate. Thanks for that. I Love Pies. Great name. What a great name that is. I Love Pies. One of the best names on YouTube, I reckon. I Love Pies as well. Thanks. Rochi's on as well. Who else is on? Come on, since I've been jibber-jabbering. Landy Smurf. I Love Pies. Rochi. Anyway, guys, you know how we rock and roll. I'm not, because I closed the channel down, guys. I wish I was in a position to help more than what I am with Mr. Buckaroony money. For those who don't know, I've already applied to monetize the channel again so that I can make a few bucks out of this YouTube channel again. Not for me, for charity, okay? So it's not coming out of my back pocket. And if we can build the channel up again, guys, and get back to its former glory, the more views I get on my channel, it'll never get back to where it was. I'm aware of that. But if we can make a couple $100 a month and give that money back to charity, it's something, isn't it? It's something. But in the meantime, who is I Love Pies, if you don't mind? I don't know, Jack. It's just he's a new guy that's come on, mate. But it's a good name. I Love Pies. I like that name. I love pies as well. So what I'm doing, guys, is I'm going to put the call out, and down the track, the Townsville Chiefs are going to be helping out, and I'm hoping the Mr. Buckaroony channel can help out even more. But in the meantime, Hope in a Suitcase North Queensland is under the pump. And I just looked at one of their latest posts on Facebook. Get on Facebook, guys, and type in Hope in a Suitcase North Queensland. Hope in a Suitcase. Wherever you are, there's Hope in a Suitcases in a lot of different locations. You might be able to help out your local Hope in a Suitcase. It's a great charity. It really is, because it's to do with foster children. So what I'm asking now is, I've got an address so we can send some gear. So what I'm going to ask is, if you got nothing on in the next week or two, and you got a spare $20 or $50 to spare, I'm going to put a proposal, because I'm going to do the same thing. Monday, I'm going to go into Kmart and I'm going to do a box of gear and send it down to Hope in a Suitcase, North Queensland, to help them out. They've just put a call out on their Facebook page. I think Gidgy Gorilla said, Nags is on. G'day, Nags. Gidgy Gorilla said that they're behind on it, like 170 bags slant suitcases. That's how many children are go out into foster care at the moment. And there's 170 kids going out at the moment that may go out without a little bag of belongings to go out to their new foster family. So that's what we're doing here to try and help out Hope in a Suitcase, North Queensland. So what I'm proposing is in the next week or two, next payday or whatever, if you can go in, now don't go out and buy expensive shit, guys. Go to places like Kmart and Big W and those type of places, because you can go to and you can get a lot of gear, a lot of bang for your buck with your money. We did a lot of our shopping at Kmart, and we got so much stuff for our money at Kmart because you can get baby singlets and baby pajamas and that for cheap price. You don't want to be going paying $20 for a set of kids' pajamas when you can get them for $3 at Kmart. Okay, it's better for them to have a $3 set of pajamas than none at all. So that's what I'm talking about. So stuff thereafter, and just think outside the square, guys. This is for babies right up to teenage kids, 13 and 14-year-olds that are going out into foster care. Thereafter, kids' pajamas, all right? Baby wipes, the baby wipes for when they change their nappies and stuff. Baby powder. Baby onesies, little onesies, size triple O and size O, and the little onesies that you put your babies in when you put them in their cots at night. Little baby onesies, you can buy them in packs of 3 and that at Kmart. Singlets, triple O to O, so little baby singlets, so summertime up in North Queensland, when they put the baby in a cot, they used to put them in a little singlet and that. Small towel, kids' towels, not big beach towels and that, just cheap, small kids' towels. Roll-on deodorant for the teenage kids. Toothpaste and toothbrushes. That can be normal adult toothbrushes and toothpaste, down to, I remember when Lauren was a little girl, we had her a little bloody Thomas the Tank Engine toothbrush. Stuff like that for the young 2 and 3 and 4-year-old kids. Kids' toothbrushes and toothpaste. You can get actual kids, for real young kids, kids' toothpaste that's not as harsh on their teeth and that. Bibs, little babies' bibs for when they're feeding them. Bottles, teats for the bottles. You can get a nice little package of 2 bottles with teats and whatever. Bottle bloody brushes and stuff like that. Formula, if you can fit it in a box or whatever. Dummies, some little stuffed toys, a nice little toy for a young girl or a young boy, so that when they go to bed, they got a stuffed toy. Girls' clothing, 1 to 5 and 10 to 12. Just little cheap at Kmart and that. Go to the kids section, and they've got heaps of stuff for kids, young kids to up to teenage kids. So kids' clothing, size 1 to 5 and 10 to 12. That's what was on the Facebook thing. Couple of toys for the girls, maybe a little hairbrush, some hair clips, girly stuff, stuff like that, baby powder and all that. Some roll-on deodorant for the teenagers. Think outside the box. So if you can, next payday, guys, go into Kmart or Big W or one of those stores and spend $20 or $50 if you can afford it. Go to the post office, put it all in a big box. You don't have to express post it. Just put it in the cheapest way you can post it. And even if you can only afford a couple of items, a couple of baby singlets or I don't know. It doesn't matter whether it's $5 worth of stuff or $50 worth of stuff. And we're going to get it sent to an address in Townsville so that the items can be collected by Hope in a Suitcase from that address. And I'm going to put it up here, guys, so that we'll put it up here. It's going to be to Hope in a Suitcase, Queensland. 0. Oh, no. That's my postcode, you idiot. Townsville postcode. So this is in Townsville, guys, this address. Hope in a Suitcase. So address whatever you buy, whether it's bloody $10 worth of stuff or $50 worth of stuff. Hope in a Suitcase, 19 Atherton Circuit, Kirwan, Queensland 4817. And that gear will get to the ladies at Hope in a Suitcase, okay? Hope in a Suitcase, 19 Atherton Circuit, Kirwan, 4817. And as I said, the Townsville Chiefs are about to get on board with that as well. So, guys, if you're feeling generous, here's another Mr. Buckaroony charity thing. You can put a little note in there if you want compliments of the Mr. Buckaroony community or whatever like that. As I said, you don't have to spend too much. Something's better than nothing. And I know it'll be greatly appreciated by the ladies there at Hope in a Suitcase, North Queensland. They were under the pump. I think, Gidgy, you told me, mate, it was something like bloody 170 suitcases they had to try and get together. They had a photo up there of suitcases that were that. Now, it's not just Townsville, guys. It's the whole of North Queensland. It could be those suitcases might go out to Mount Isa, up to Cairns. I know they've got some going up to Cairns. North of Cairns, you've got Cape York, and you've got Aboriginal communities there. So you might have young Indigenous kids coming down to foster care in Cairns from the communities. So they can come there. They're coming away to a house and people that they don't know. It must be very daunting. Would it be nice for them when they get there, they go into a new house and they go, here's a little bag or a suitcase, and in there for a young girl is a stuffed toy and a toothbrush and a toothpaste, and it just makes them feel like they own something. So let's get together, dig deep, guys. We've done it before for Hope in a Suitcase. If you can get out there on Monday, tomorrow morning, next Monday or next payday or whatever, take the wife out, take your kids out. If you've got young teenage kids, say, this is what we're going to do. We're going out to Kmart or Big W or one of those shops, and we're going to spend $50 or $100, and we're going to shop for 2-year-old girls and 10-year-old boys or whatever. Hang on. Gidgy. Yeah. Hang on. I'll put you on loudspeaker so you can explain it to everyone in the chat room.
It's just come up with a good idea.
He said Nags come up with an idea, guys.
To buy the stuff online through Kmart or whatever, and they'll send it to the address in Townsville rather than people buying it and then having to spend $20 or $30 on postage.
Okay, Nags, great idea. I didn't even think of that. So, you know how Australia Post, instead of spending $10 or $20 on postage, you can go online, Big W or Kmart online, buy the stuff online, and Kmart or Big W will post the stuff to that address in Townsville, and that will save you on postage and saves you leaving the house, everyone. That's a great idea, Ken.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd ring you to tell you that.
All right. Yeah, thanks, Nags. Thanks, mate. I'll talk to you after the stream.
All right.
Righto, mate. Yeah, Nags, thanks for that. I didn't even think of that, guys. So there you go. You don't even have to leave the house. Online shopping, I didn't even think of that. And it saves you having to bloody go into the post office and Australia Post charging you $20 for a box of goodies to send down to Townsville when you can do it online. So that's even better. You'll get more bang for your buck there. Bloody good thinking, Nags. Up there for thinking, down there for dancing, mate. So, yeah, that'll be good. Absolutely fantastic. So, next payday, get online and get the kids involved, guys. If you've got young kids, teenage girls and whatever, run the idea past them and say, here you go, bloody Samantha, your daughter or whatever, $100 to spend at Big W or Kmart online, and you're shopping for 2-year-old girls or a 10-year-old girl or a 5-year-old girl or whatever, and get the kids involved. I think they really love that. So there you go. In the middle for romancing. There you go, guys. Going to put the call out. Hope in a Suitcase need our help. We're only a small community, but hey, something helps. And if you do purchase something or whatever, send me a photo or whack it up on Facebook, and that'll be good. Yeah, Brad, great idea, mate. And it's a great charity. We've done a lot of good charities over the years, and I think Hope in a Suitcase is one of the ones I'm really proud of, mate, because it's to do with kids and kids and animals. They say never work with kids and animals. Well, they're the two I love helping out. Kids, I've seen it firsthand, guys. I used to be a copper up in bloody Aboriginal communities and that, and I used to see how the kids were neglected, and they poor buggers. The kids used to hang outside the police station late afternoon, hoping we'd bring out a bloody. I used to cook up 20 sausages or whatever and put them on a bit of bread, and I'd go out the front of the police station and the kids hanging around, and I'd do a sausage sizzle for the kids because the parents were at the tavern getting on the piss when there was a tavern there, and it was just stuff like that. And you can't beat helping kids out and animals because they need our help. They really do. They can't do it all on their own. Luke said so. Lukey Alexander, I was thinking email them gift cards, but that works as well. Okay. That's another one. Maybe gift cards, but then you've got, I know the girls that run Hope in a Suitcase in Townsville are nurses, guys, full-time nurses. And they are foster. Geez, I wish I had my old clip up. I did an interview with the girls before I did Hope in a Suitcase. The girls that do Hope in a Suitcase in Townsville are full-time nurses. They work full-time, and they're also foster mums. They foster kids themselves. And then they go out and try and do all the stuff for Hope in a Suitcase. So gift cards, it's just do they have the time to go out and buy it? I'm sure they'd make the time. Gift cards could be another option there. Lukey, yeah, gift cards could be an option. $50 gift card at Kmart or Big W. Use one of the places that has the cheap stuff, guys. You can go in and get a lot of stuff for $50 at Kmart or Target when it's to do with baby stuff and that. But if you want to go out and buy your own stuff and put it in a post pack and and send it to that address in Townsville, do that. That'd be great. But shopping online could be the go. And 100% of the, Gidgy said 100% of the donations get to where it should, unlike many. Glad you brought that up, Ken. You donate to all these places and you don't know where your money's going. And you know what? I think a lot of the time the money ends up paying the wages of all the fat cats that run the organisations. And it pisses me off. At least, with Hope in a Suitcase, every cent that you do, guys, goes towards buying an item that goes to a kid, not a peg, but an item. Okay, whether it's a box of nappies or whatever. I know a box of newborn nappies is not practical to post, but maybe buying them online and getting them delivered to 19 Atherton Circuit, Kirwan, Queensland, 4817, maybe that's the way to go. You know how many nappies babies go through and all that type of stuff and the cost. And what this is doing, it's helping out the foster parents as well, so that the foster parents don't have to go out and spend $100 or $200. So even if you only buy $50 worth of gear, guys, they will put that stuff with other stuff that's been donated and make up a full suitcase of goodies for that young child, whether it's a newborn baby up to a 13 or 14-year-old girl that's been taken away from home because of the putrid environment she's been brought up in. And, that young girl, and that's where, for the teenage kids, you can put in deodorant and stuff that teenage kids might like, stuff like that. Young teenage boys, singlets and T-shirts and shorts, cheap as chips at Kmart and Target and places like that. Yes, Kane, the Broncos. You're going to bet on the Broncos. All right, we'll see what happens. Everyone can say this is going to win. We'll find out on Sunday night who's the better team. Anyway, see how it goes. Anyway, let us know what you reckon, everyone. Is it a good idea? If you've got friends and family, please pass this on to them and let them know about Hope in a Suitcase. If you've got a bunch of yous at work, Lukey, was that Lukey Alexander or was it bloody... Someone got together with a heap of teachers. He's a school teacher. And it was either Jace Parry or Luke Alexander got together with all their workmates and they did a big donation to Hope in a Suitcase. So if you go to work on Monday morning, run this idea past all your workmates and say, hey, how about we bloody all donate a bit of money, and from our group, we donate some items or whatever, or get onto some online shopping and donate to Hope in a Suitcase. I mean, it's a great charity. It really is. And as I said, the Townsville Chiefs are getting on board with it too. And after they finish donating $4,000 worth of stuff to the Townsville Hospital Kids Ward, I think is the next one they're doing. Russ said Hope in a Suitcase is the next one for the Townsville Chiefs. So I can't think of a better one. Ross Halliwell said, it's a fantastic idea, mate. Let's all get behind this. I am. Good on you, Ross. Glad to hear. And I hope you all do, guys. And don't go out and think you've got to spend hundreds of dollars on it. You spend what you know you can afford. If it's $20 or if it's $50, it's better than no dollars at all. And as Ken said, you know that every cent that you donate or every item you donate for Hope in a Suitcase is going to end up in a bag or a suitcase of a foster kid. And that's guaranteed. It really is. I think it's absolutely. Nicole King said, I'll hit online tomorrow and do an order for a teen girl or boy. Good stuff, Nicole. That's what I want to see. Absolutely fantastic. I know we got so much money. I can't remember how much money we raised when the Buckaroony community did the Hope in a Suitcase, but I sent thousands of dollars down to the Gidgee, and he got his whole work involved. That Airbus helicopters, they had a production line. They went out and spent thousands of dollars on stuff for the kids, and Ken had all his workmates lined up. It was like a big production line, and they had all the suitcases and bags. Crazy Dog did up some canvas bags for me for nothing out of scrap canvas. And Crazy said, I'll send you a dozen bloody little canvas bags, so it doesn't have to be a suitcase. And Gidgee had, they were going this, for all different age groups and that. And me and Roz and some of Roz's family, Jack Turtle down in Harvey Bay, I sent Jack some money, and he did some stuff, some bags up for Hope in a Suitcase at Harvey Bay. Ryan and Courtney, the dreaded chef up in Cairns, I sent him some. And Ryan and Courtney went out and did some shopping and did up some suitcases for the kids as well. There might have been some other people I sent money to as well. And it was a huge success. And Hope in a Suitcase. Gidgee, how many bags did we end up doing? I can't remember. It was a few years ago. We must have done close to 100 bags and suitcases, didn't we, in that charity drive? Ken's work won't be able to do as much. Oh, no, Ken's work's going to cease to exist at Christmas time, guys. The helicopters they fix are no more. The announcement come down today, MRH 90 helicopters will never fly again in Australia. So Gidgee and all these workers, hundreds of them, are got to find something to do for a couple of years before the new helicopters come into service. So you want to hope we don't go to war in the next couple of years, guys. We've got no helicopters to fight with. Good old Australian defence, eh? Useless. Couldn't organise a chook raffle. I'll tell you what, next elections, guys, put in Mr. Buckaroony for Defence Minister. Put in Mr. Buckaroony for Defence Minister. I will give him a shake-up, let me tell you. There'll be some generals and bloody high-ranking officers cowering for cover, let me tell you, because they won't be keeping their jobs if I was the Defence Minister. Absolutely useless. Nag said he thinks it was about 90-odd bags. I know it was Nags. It was around the 100 mark, I think. The last time we did a big charity drive for Hope in a Suitcase, it was around the 100 bag slant suitcase things for everything from newborn kids up to teenage kids. So, yeah, there you go. Gidgee saying it was around the 90 mark as well. That's a lot of stuff. 90 bags, slant suitcases of... And in there was some good, like really good clothes. And it was good, like Roz come out, she said, no, Kmart. And you should see how cheap stuff is at Kmart, especially little kids' clothing and all that, guys. You don't go to Pumpkin Patch and places like that and spend $20 on a newborn singlet. You go and get a pack of 6 of them for $3 at Kmart. That's all these kids need, guys. They just need to turn up. Ken said he thinks we did something like 37 bags and suitcases just at Airbus alone. And I sent Ken down the money for that, and they kitted out 37 suitcases and bags of all this gear for the kids. And we ended up doing close to 90 to 100 bags, buckaroony wide. Yeah. I forget, we did quite a few here in Innisfail. And, they all got delivered to Hope in a Suitcase all around the place, Brisbane, Gold Coast, Hervey Bay. The ones we did up here in North Queensland got to Townsville. But some of those bags, they didn't stay in Townsville. They went up to Cairns, Cairns, Child Safety. So Child Safety will get onto Hope in a Suitcase and go, we've got a dozen kids. These are the age groups going out to families next week. Can you help us out? And Hope in a Suitcase, if they can, we'll get the bags and suitcases together for that age group and get them up to Child Safety Cairns so that the kids. So they work in conjunction with Child Safety and that, guys. And, so those suitcases might end up out in Mount Isa to a foster family out in Mount Isa that's getting a young Indigenous kid from Doomadgee or whatever, and they're fostering a young Indigenous kid from Doomadgee. So they go everywhere. Hope in a Suitcase, try and help out all the communities and small towns and all that type of stuff. It's absolutely fantastic. Phil, you go above Colonel and it gets political. Absolutely. They're just politicians in uniform, mate. All these generals and higher ranking officers in the military, they're nothing but politicians in uniform, and they're all brown nosing to try and get to the next rank. Yeah, and it's bullshit, mate. Our defence forces in our army is almost in disarray at the moment, guys. Our army is being raped to boost up the bloody Navy and the Air Force. And the Navy, was it $230-something billion going on these submarines? The Army is getting nothing. They're already closed down 7 RAR in Adelaide. They're already closed one of our infantry battalions. Not that we got a lot of them. They're closing 7 RAR down, and all the soldiers at 7 RAR are getting redistributed to the other infantry battalions to bolster the numbers. So we're losing an infantry battalion. People are going, oh, they're bolstering the northern battalions. They're just closing a battalion down and redistributing the soldiers from that battalion up north. So we're losing a battalion of soldiers, really, at the end of the day. It's bullshit. Well, that's for another live feed anyway. We'll talk about that. There you go. 19 Atherton Circuit, Queensland, 4817. So if you do want to post stuff, guys, post it to that address there, and that will get to the ladies, the nurses that work at the Townsville Hospital, who are the ladies who runs Hope in a Suitcase, North Queensland. And they do a fantastic job, and they're foster parents themselves. They do an absolutely cracking job. They really do. Sorry, just joined a bit late. Hi, all. Lorna McMillan. Oh, good, Lorna. I was just talking about Hope in a Suitcase, mate. If you missed what I said, I think you'll get the gist. We're going to try and get some gear for Hope in a Suitcase, North Queensland, because they're struggling at the moment because the amount of foster kids, and they can't keep up with the amount of bags and that they need to give the foster kids a bag when they go out to their foster homes. So I think it's fantastic. Rick Freeman could have scrolled back and found it, but some diddly donk wiped it out. He must have been looking for were you looking for the address, Rick? I'll put it up. No, bloody Lukey put it up there just then, guys. Can someone highlight that? Highlight. Pin message. I'm going to pin that. I don't know what pinning means. It goes, there it is, up the top there. Pinned by me. Lukey Alexander has put the address up. 19 Atherton Circuit, Kirwan, Queensland, 4817, which is in Townsville. So if you do post anything, post it there. And listen, if you can't afford the postage, maybe a bloody, I'll let the cat out of the bag. That's my mum's house, guys. My mum lives there. So if you do post a, what do they call them? A little card, gift card. If you post a gift card, I'm sure my mum on her days off would love to go out to Kmart or whatever, and with Nongy, and do some shopping for some kids. So if you don't want to spend the money on the gear, even a gift card, post it to that address it's my mum. And I wasn't going to say that, but it goes to mum, and I'll warn mum out. I'm going to go, be prepared, mum. There's going to be a lot of shit rocking up in the mailbox. And if they're gift cards, mum will go out. Mum will get into. Mum knows the girls from Hope in a Suitcase at Townsville very well. She works with them at the hospital. And mum will go, right, what do you need? And mum would love to do that on her days off, go out. And I can even go down on some days off and go, right, mum, I'll come down to Townsville and we'll come out shopping with you. Might take Roz down and we can go out shopping in Townsville and do some shopping. So maybe a gift card is the way to go, rather than spending 20 or 30 bucks on a big box of stuff. So maybe a gift card from Kmart, Target, or Big W, probably those three. That might be the go. So it's pinned up there now, 19 Atherton Circuit, Kirwan, guys. Pass it on. If you can only afford, say, 20 bucks, go to work on Monday and run the idea past all your workmates and say, hey, let's chip in 20 bucks and I'll go over at lunchtime, go down and buy a gift card from bloody Big W or Kmart, and we'll post it off to mum. And we'll get down and we'll buy a heap of stuff and deliver it to the, oh, God, Gidgy, help me out. Who are the two girls? Oh, my memory stuff, mate. I think there's a Karen there as well in Townsville. Wonderful girls that are foster thing, and we'll deliver the stuff to them. So you know that all the gear is going to get to where it is supposed to go. Yeah, Nicole said that'll be the way to go. I think send some gift cards to mums. And when mum rings me up and says, I've got bloody 20 gift cards here, I'll go down to mum and we'll go out and we'll cash those gift cards in and we'll do a bloody huge shop at Kmart or Big W in Townsville, and we'll deliver all the gear around to the girls at Hope in a Suitcase, North Queensland. Gives me something to do as well. So when's the cutoff date? Well, there isn't, Terry. There isn't. You can send stuff to Hope in a Suitcase at any time. Karen's up there now. She was there. Okay, so Karen's in North Queensland now, Ken. Karen was the one from Hope in a Suitcase down on the Gold Coast. Ken used to drop stuff down to Karen down there. She's in Townsville now. So, well, there you go. Karen will be the centre there, and we'll make sure that Karen gets all the gear for the kids. And as I said, if I have to travel down to Townsville to help mum go shopping, probably for a couple of days, and fill up a heap of trolleys with kids' gear, and then that night we'll go around to Karen's and deliver all the stuff around, and then the girls make the suitcases up. Some of that stuff might all be, we can find a nice little cheap bag in, just a little kid's bag, little sports bag, and put all the stuff into that. It doesn't have to be a suitcase. It looks good, a nice suitcase, a little kid's thing, but they're quite dear, the little suitcases on, the rollers and with wheels and all that. Sometimes you're better off just buying a little cheap kid's sports bag, and then you can put more gear in the bag rather than spend all the money on a bloody expensive suitcase. So, yeah. Anyway, well, that's enough of Hope in a Suitcase. You get the message. Get out there, guys. Buy a card and that. Send it to mum's place, and we'll get down. We'll go shopping, and we'll get a heap of gear to the girls at Hope in a Suitcase. And I'll get photos. You know me, guys. I'm always transparent. I'll get a heap of photos of all the stuff and that we buy and put it up on Facebook so that you can see where your money's gone. It'll be fantastic. And let's dig deep. The Mr. Buckaroony community, bloody digging deep for a really good cause again. Hey, Buck, can you please do a clip on the girls filling the suitcases? Yeah, if I'm down there, mate. If I can get down there when they're doing some suitcases, go down and film it up. I'd love to do that. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I'll tee them up down there and say, listen, let me know when you're putting a heap of suitcases together, and I'll get in and take my camera down and we'll film it up. So if I can do that, I will, mate, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Brad, but there's always a couple of dickheads out there that always want to throw a spanner in the works, like some arsehole for Hams for Farmers years ago. Only because, I won't go there. He made some accusations on Hams for Farmers only because he's a good mate of Ginger's. And as you know, we had a falling out. So there's people out there that take great pleasure in trying to slander me, mate. And anyway, you know what it's like, how putrid some people are now. But I know all you guys there, over all the years, the Mr. Buckaroony community, we bat above our average, and we've done some great stuff for charity. And I've always been transparent on Facebook and showing you me transferring money and, to the animal shelters where Brett transferred the $250. So you always saw where the money was going. And I never donate to Red Cross and places like that to top up someone's bloody $150,000 a year wage, the CEO of some organisation, and then the people that are supposed to get the money don't get anything. At least with our little charities, that the money's getting to where it's supposed to go. Yeah, mate, I know. True fans still here, and it's good to see all the bloody the true believers are there. All the good names that have been bloody great supporters over the years, and I'll tell you now, the Mr. Buckaroony community, and now the Legends community, and all that type of stuff, always bloody throwing their hand in their pocket for charity. And a lot of YouTube channels out there now, guys, that are just in it for themselves. They got bloody Patreon and donation buttons down the bottom and all that, and it all goes into their back pocket, and it pisses me off. The only time I ever ask anyone for anything, it's for charity, like I am tonight. It's never for me. I got enough money to get by. I'm on an army pension and all that type of stuff. I live quite comfortably, and I don't need to ask people for money. Not that I would anyway. Only, as I said, and I always say, bloody, I know Kaz is, Buck, do Patreon and all that. Nah, never. I'll never do that. I'll never ask for money from anyone for myself. It's always going to be for charity. And that's why I think we get such a good response, is that all the guys out there know that all your money does get to where it's supposed to go. And there's not many places where you can say that. But and the other one is a Legends camp next year. That every cent that we make, or Snorky and all the Legends make on that camping event is going to go to Care Flight and the ARC Southern Downs, Animal Rescue Southern Downs. So, John Tyson, I've just posted a link for Hope in a Suitcase on my Facebook page. Hope some of my contacts will also help. Thanks, John. And if you can do that, anyone with a Facebook page, get on there and make some posts and say, hey, if you want to send a bloody a gift card to this address, it's all going to Hope in a Suitcase, North Queensland, and Buck and his mum and Gidgey's wife and all that. I've probably created a monster here, but I'll go down and help. I don't expect mum to do it all, and we'll go down and we'll bloody spend a couple of days shopping. I might take Roz down with me, and we'll get out and shop for the kids like we did last time, and we'll deliver it all to Karen and the other girls at Hope in a Suitcase, North Queensland. And, yeah, hopefully I can bloody run the camera over and putting all the suitcases together and promote Hope in a Suitcase again. I think it'd be fantastic. What's Chrissy said? Chris said something there. Ken's just done some love hearts. Yes, Chris. Chris Anderson, big shout out to the police today for Police Remembrance Day. I didn't even realise that, Chrissy. I didn't know it was Police Remembrance Day today. So there you go. Police Remembrance Day. And me and the Gidgey, we nearly lost our dad, guys, in September 1981. We went very, very, very close to losing our father in a savage event when he was a police officer. He got bloody stabbed 11 times and was a bee's dick away from losing his life, and never, ever recovered from the injuries that he received from that. Luckily, Dad went through to 87. He had a good innings, but he carried the scars from that brutal knife attack right up until the day he died. And the piece of shit that got him is dead now as well. So, yeah. So, Police Remembrance Day. Didn't even realise, Chrissy. Thanks for, I should know that being an ex-copper. Yeah, didn't even realise, mate. So, as I know, one's still bloody too raw, isn't it? You know, the young constables that lost their lives out Williambilla last year to those sovereign citizen arseholes. Yeah, it's a dangerous job. And, geez, that was a sad event, wasn't it, that one? It was bloody... It took the whole of Australia, like the whole of Australia. A lot of people knocked the coppers and that, but when you get two young constables that were just brutally gunned down and murdered in cold blood, I think the whole of Australia felt that one, and it was bloody terrible. Yeah. Anyway, at least those three arseholes that did that, the two males and a female, the CERT boys sorted them out, and I think there was little negotiation in that one. They went in and sorted them out, which should happen with a lot of people. Yeah, it was good. They're in their place, the bastards. They're not wasting taxpayers' money on a trial. And then for their next bloody 20 or 30 years in prison, they're friggin' chewing up taxpayers' dollars and demanding prison screws, or treating them badly and all this type of shit after murdering two police officers. At least the CERT boys put them in their place. That was a sovereign citizen that come here to my place that day and tried to have a go at me for flying the Aussie flag, and he lasted about 2 minutes in my yard, and he was out of here because I made him in no uncertain terms that he wasn't welcome in my yard. He had a big sovereign citizen ID card around his neck, friggin' idiot. Anyway, no negotiation required. Not on that one, Chrissy. I don't think they would have negotiated real hard on that one. I think once they knew that two young Connies had been brutally murdered, and she was game on. I think those CERT boys said, "Don't to the negotiators, don't you fucking dare negotiate, talk these arseholes down. We're going to take them out." And that's what happened. Yeah, so good stuff. Anyway, have a great weekend, everyone. We'll send a gift card to your mum's address. Thanks, Nicole. Thanks a lot for that. I really appreciate it. Hopefully most of you guys there can there. If not, as I said, let all your friends and family and your workmates and that know about it. And I'll let you know, like, we'll give it a couple of weeks, and then I'll go down to mum's in a couple of weeks, and I'll keep you up to date on how it's all going and how many gift cards have arrived and all that type of stuff. It'll be good. You might have to fly up, Gidge, and give us a hand. I might have bitten off more than I can chew here, but doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much rocks up. We'll make sure we get there and buy all the stuff for the kids in town in North Queensland. Ram 1500, talk about being late to the party. No, it's all right, mate. It was an unannounced one. We're trying to do a charity drive for Hope in a Suitcase for foster kids. So if you've missed what I said, just go back to the start of the video, get a bit of an idea. And basically, if you can get out and buy a gift card at either Kmart, Big W, or Target, probably Kmart's the way to go. I find Kmart really good. And send a $20 or a $50 gift card, and we're going to go out and buy a heap of stuff for the Hope in a Suitcase, who do suitcases and bags for foster kids, for newborn babies right through to teenage kids that are going out to foster care, mate. And so that when they rock up at their new foster home, they've got a bag of belongings, from a toothbrush and a toothpaste to pajamas to some toiletries and all that type of stuff. It's going to be good. So, righto, kids are asleep, so it's Dad's dining. Dad's dinner time. Good on you, Lukey. Enjoy your dinner, mate. I had bloody German hot dogs tonight. German hot dogs and sauerkraut. Bloody love it. The old German hot dogs. I bought the knackwursts or whatever from Woolies today, and some hot dog rolls and some sauerkraut. He just cut the knackwursts in half, fry them up in a bit of butter, put the sauerkraut in, onto a big bloody hot dog roll, some mustard and tomato sauce, some sauerkraut and a German sausage, and they are bloody beautiful. Best hot dogs you'll have. Kmart, probably the best place to get kids to. Yes. Yeah. Terry, I find we got a Kmart here in Innisfail, mate, and they've got some really good kids section. I'm tipping, guys, if you're going to buy a gift card, Kmart or Big W, I think are the two best ones where you get best value for money. Target's not too bad, but I think Big W and Kmart are you get better bang for your buck. You know, you go in there, you got little bloody 6 packs of baby singlets for $5 and, you know, like cheap as chips, and you can get more into the bag. That's what we're after. Anyway, I won't jibber jabber too long, guys. I know you're probably busy on a Friday night. There's no footy on. That's what I hate about when the footy season ends. There's no footy on, and then you think, what am I going to do now? But anyway, Paulie George saying, Terry G, loving your cook-ups. He's got another good one coming, Paulie. He's doing a corn silver side with brown sugar over it and all the trimmings and that. Terry sent me a photo before, and it looks bloody good. So, yeah. Good job, Buck. We're happy to help, mate. Mickey Day, good on you, mate. Thank you. Thanks so much. Even if, as I said, something's better than nothing, isn't it? And I know North Queensland, Hope and a Suitcase are under the pump, and it'd be good to see a lot of other YouTube channels and that band together and do some good stuff for them. But, hey, if you're in a big workplace like Gidgee Gorilla was, Gidgee Gorilla went around with a bucket and everyone chipped in and they made a lot of money at work. So if you're in a big workplace, run it past them. Run it past them and say, who wants to chip in a bit of money? This is what it's going to. And if you make $100 in your workplace, you can go out, buy a $100 gift card, send it to mum's place, and we'll go out and we'll buy all the kids' stuff to give to Hope in a Suitcase so they can bang those cases together for the foster kids. Plenty of cricket on. Yeah, I used to love cricket, Jack, but I'm not a big cricket. This 2020 cricket, mate, I can't cop it. I can't watch 2020 cricket. I'm not a fan of it. I'm still a bit old. I still like watching the test matches, mate. I know it's like watching grass grow, but I like the test matches. Hey, another one today. I was on Facebook today, Innisfail News and Views, and someone said, oh, there's a dog been hit outside the mobile servo in the main, on the Bruce Highway, the main drag of town. There's a dog. He's been there a couple of days. And I thought, you're kidding. No one's bothered picking it up or whatever. So anyway, someone said, yeah, it's been there a couple of days. So I said to Jamil, come on, mate, let's go. So we went in, and as we're driving up the mobile servo, I see this white thing on the side of the highway, lying on the footpath, and I thought, oh, there, it's still there, the poor damn thing. So pulled up, I grabbed a tarp and a bag from home, a big rubbish bag, and it wasn't a dog, it was a big cat, a big white and ginger cat, and he'd been hit by a car. He's running across the Bruce Highway, which wasn't a good move. And he'd been there a couple of days, and it's pretty hot up here at the moment. He stunk, had maggots in him, poor bugger. Hopefully he died quickly. Hopefully he didn't suffer. I said to Jamil, I put some gloves on, and I said, Jamil, hold the bag open. We threw him, picked him up, he stunk. Put him in the bag and wrapped him up in a tarp, put him in the back of the BT and brought him home. We took him down the back paddock, guys, and dug a big hole. Me and Jamil dug a hole this half and buried him. And I put a thing back up on News and Views and said, listen, it wasn't a dog, it was a cat. He's been recovered. I've buried him, blah, blah, blah. And I said, if someone acted a couple of days ago, they could have maybe, while he was fresh, take him to the vet, get him microchipped, like get him scanned to see if he was microchipped, and then they could have contacted the poor family to let the family know their cat's been hit by a car. But anyway, I'll mobile the cat because that's where I found him, outside the mobile servo. He's we dug a hole and buried him the servo. So rest in peace, fella. Poor, I hate seeing animals killed like that. Even kangaroos that have bloody been hit, you think, poor bloody thing, you know. I hate seeing animals like that. But anyway, so be it. But anyway, at least he's not there being pecked by crows and all that. We got him and we buried him now. So at least we gave him some sort of send-off at least. Yeah. No, it's just the thing now. Everyone goes past and takes photos and puts it up on Facebook. Oh, there's a dead dog. They said it was a dog because it was a big cat. Oh, there's a dead dog on the side of the road near the mobile. Like, no one thought to stop and, you know what I mean? It's just the way it is now. Piss poor. Chrissy Anderson, halfway through me podcast while on me trip. Love them. Thanks, Chris. Travel safe, mate. Not enough people prepared to show some initiative. Comjag, I know, mate, I know. As soon as I read it and someone said, they said it was a dog, and I'm a dog lover, and I don't want to see that with a cat either. It was obviously someone's pet, and someone said, "Oh yeah, it's been there a couple of days," and I just went, "You're kidding! Everyone's just driving past the poor thing." So I said to Jamil, "Let's go. Someone's got to do it." Anyway, we put him in a bag. Pete from WA Camping's on. G'day, mate. How are you, mate? We're just doing a big charity thing, Pete, for Hope in a Suitcase over here. Hope in a Suitcase, North Queensland. They do bags up for foster kids when they go into foster homes, and they're struggling for bags, mate. So I've got everyone. Maybe, Pete, it's something you can put an announcement out to your community, mate. What we're doing is people to go out, buy a gift card at either Kmart or Big W, and they're going to send it to my mum's house in Townsville, mate. The address is pinned up there on the top, and we're going to go out and buy a heap of stuff for newborn babies right through to teenage kids, boys and girls. And what the Hope in a Suitcase girls do in Townsville is they put little bags together with toiletries and singlets and pajamas and a stuffed toy and all that type of stuff, so that when these kids go from a broken home into a foster home, they've got some belongings, mate. So that's what we're doing. We're doing a bit of a bloody charity thing tonight, Pete. So, yeah. Leanne Piper's on. G'day, Leanne. How are you? And hope Brianna's well. Leanne's Brianna's mum. And I caught up with them down in bloody Foster Tuncurry, down in New South Wales when we were on our trip. And it was fantastic. Got to catch up. And Brianna, she won $1,000 thing for charity, guys. She did a fantastic drawing a raffle, and she won $1,000 for her local animal shelter there at Foster Tuncurry. It was the animal hospital from memory. There was an animal hospital there, and Brianna won $1,000 for her local animal hospital. Thanks to the Buckaroony channel, doing bloody charity stuff yet again. Forget how we made Steve's Brewery and Camping's on. I love pies and Steve's Brewery and Camping. Two of the best names on YouTube, I reckon. Absolutely. Bloody great cause to donate to. Yeah, it is, mate. Absolutely it is. So, yeah, say good day to Brianna there, Leanne, if you can. Hopefully she's even watching. Rafa said to say good day. Where is Rafa? Oh, yeah, he's over in the corner here. Every time I turn the aircon on, Rafa's not far around. He loves going belly up in the icy room. He loves the icy room. Yeah, so John Tyson, yes, mate, the address is pinned at the top. Lukey Alexander, I've pinned the address at the top. So if you go out to Kmart or Big W, buy a gift card, send it to that address, and I'll get down and make sure that we get out to Kmart and Big W and buy heaps of shit for Hope in a Suitcase, North Queensland. We'll get out and buy bloody nappies and bottles and dummies and toothbrushes and toothpaste and pajamas and singlets and T-shirts and shorts and stuffed toys and all that stuff to put in the bags for the kids when they go into foster care. Molly said to say good day to Rafa from Terry G. Good stuff. Anyway, thank you for the address, Jenny Cameron. Yeah, it's pinned up the top there. Get out Monday morning when you go to work, guys, or Tuesday morning. Run it through work. Run the hat around. See if we can get a few gift cards sent up to 19 Atherton Circuit, Kirwan, Queensland 4817, and I'll follow it up with some good photos of the trolleys full of bloody stuff and that. And if I'm down in Townsville and the girls are putting the suitcases and bags together for the foster kids, I might be able to do another film clip for the YouTube channel, because everyone loves seeing stuff for charity, especially foster kids. Absolutely fantastic. And it says not just Townsville, guys, all in North Queensland. Aboriginal communities, Cairns, Mount Isa, all that stuff. Hope in a Suitcase work closely with Child Safety. And Child Safety are the ones who go, this kid's coming out of here, they're at danger. They take them out and they find a loving foster family for them. And that's where Hope in a Suitcase come in and give them a bag of bloody personal items so they feel like they own something, especially a stuffed toy. You know, they go to bed at night, a little girl in a strange home with people she doesn't know now looking after her and not her parents. At least she's in a safe environment. At least she's got a cuddly toy to cuddle up to at night when she's in her new bed. That's what it's all about, eh? That's bloody... We should be doing more stuff like this to help people who aren't as fortunate as us guys. So, yeah. Don't think we'll be up your way Lorna, we're at Hideaway Bay. Leave Tuesday, maybe next year. No, that's all right. Hideaway Bay, where's that? Down in the Gold Coast, isn't it? That's a bloody long way away from where I live, mate. It's about 1,800 k's away, the Gold Coast from where I am. She's a big state, Queensland. It's a bloody long way from up here down to the border, let me tell you. You just realise my uncle was a foster child. Well, there you go, John Tyson. Yeah. Hopefully, most foster kids have got fond memories of their foster parents. And I think a lot of the foster kids, when they grow up, really appreciate that their foster parents gave them a chance in life. That's what it's all about. And unfortunately, there's a lot of parents out there, guys, that they're either useless, pieces of shit, or they're just not in a position. They're just not in a position to bring children up. And we all know that there's people out there that should not breed. There's lots of them. Let me tell you, I've seen them. There's people out there that should not be allowed to breed, and they keep doing it, and that's why it seems to be coming more and more now. There's more shit people out there breeding, and that's why bloody Open a Suitcase can't keep up. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? Every child deserves to be brought up in a loving family. Every child. And every doggy deserves to have good mum and dad. Rafa said. He's down there. I just heard him bloody have a yawn. Danny Ray, you're a legend, Buck. Good idea to donate to a good cause. Open a Suitcase. Gift card tomorrow. Thanks, Roachy. I know I can always rely on you guys. Guys, don't put yourself under financial pressure. If you can't afford it, don't do it, please. It's only if you're in a position to do so. And if you can't donate a lot and you've got workmates, get your workmates on board. Make it a big team effort. That's what it's all about, especially if you work in a place where there's 10 or 20 people at your workplace. Tell them, run the idea past them on Monday morning. Bloody say, come on, guys, tomorrow bring in 10 or 20 bucks and we'll put it in the hat, and then I'll go out and buy a gift card, send it up to Townsville, and they can follow the Mr. Buckaroony Facebook page because I'll stay transparent on there. And when we go out and do the shop and everything, we'll show you all the gear that we've bought, and then hopefully show you the Hope in a Suitcase ladies putting the gear into the suitcases and all that type of stuff. Yeah. Beautiful country around Hideaway Bay. Jennifer G saying, Hideaway Bay, it's in the Gold Coast, isn't it? Let me know, someone. Hideaway Bay is south of Bowen. Oh, wow. There's a Hideaway Bay, or is that Runaway Bay I'm thinking of at the Gold Coast? Hideaway Bay. No, you're right. You're right, Lorna. I do. Hideaway Bay. Yes. Where'd we stay? Where the kangaroos go on the beach. And it was pissing down rain. We didn't get to see the kangaroos. Geez, my memory's bad, Lorna. There's a beautiful place south of Mackay, and the kangaroos come down on the beach early morning. You can feed the kangaroos on the beach. It's absolutely magnificent. But when we went through there, it was belting. It was torrential rain, and we couldn't get out to see it. Pete from WA Camping saying, g'day to Gidgy Gorilla. Nailing the moderating as always. Yeah, Gidgy's on there, Pete. Gidgy's got his own Facebook page now, mate. And we've got a few things in the wind for the Gidgy Gorilla. And but it's all in the planning stages at the moment, mate. Hope you're going well over there in the West, Pete. We've got an exciting announcement to make soon, guys, but I'm not gonna say it yet. I've been sworn to secrecy, so I'm not allowed to say it yet. But it's pretty exciting news. Gidgy reckons he's sober. Why not? I'm on my second little red wine. That'll be it for tonight. Then I'll have a cup of tea, guys. Pete said that makes me sad, Gidge. Hey, what's that Pete, what's that shelter beer like? Is it? I don't know if I've ever tried it, mate. I've seen it in the bottle shops over here. It's not that fruity shit that tastes like they've tipped perfume in it. Is it like that craft beer? I cannot handle that type of beer, mate. That beer that tastes fruity and like there's a bottle of perfume poured in it. Hopefully that shelter's not like that. Tell you what was a nice beer was the Last Man Standing. Remember the Last Man Standing beer that I did? Stephen Bradbury's beer. If you can get your hands on that one, guys, at Dan Murphy's, Last Man Standing, it's a lager. and it's not that fruity, crafty beer shit. Last Man Standing is a very, very nice beer, and the Gidgee will contest to that. Saving it up for the grand finals. Exactly right. I'm going to go for the Brisbane Lions tomorrow and the Brisbane Broncos on Sunday. But if they lose, I'm not going to be totally upset. I don't really follow Aussie rules. And as you all know, I'm a North Queensland Cowboys supporter, and they're not in the grand final. So I don't really give a shit who wins the grand final. Hopefully it's a good, close, exciting game. I think it will be. I think Penrith might go 3 in a row. But if the Broncos play well, they've got a chance of rolling Penrith, but I don't know. I can't see it happening. That Penrith is a well-oiled machine. And F88, exactly right. I tell you what, Brad, F88 is, Pete, Spinifex Breweries over in Broome, mate. Keep your eye out over in West Aussie for Spinifex Breweries. It's a veteran and Indigenous-owned brewery in Broome, and they've got a beer called F88, which is the F88 was the Steyr that the Australian Army used. And a lot of the proceeds from F88 beer go towards veterans charities. And Spinifex Breweries donated, I think, 3 kegs of F88 to the Mr. Buckaroony camping event at Harvey Bay. Brad Howell was there, and I'll tell you what, it's not a bad drop out of a can, but off the keg, it was bloody beautiful. Wasn't it, Brad? Those kegs of F88 at Harvey Bay, it was a nice drop. And that's the best way to drink beer, I think, is out of a keg and into a glass, closely followed by glass. Not a big can fan. Cans are good for camping, I guess, but off the keg, the F88 was very, very, very nice. And I think Spinifex Breweries donated bloody 3 kegs that weekend. It was a fantastic bloody thing. And my cousin Phil Ketter was on the keg. And Jace also. Phil and Jace were on the kegs. Phil said, mate, I'm staying on the kegs because people were coming up trying to pour their own beer and they were bloody wasting a lot of it in froth and that. And Phil said, nah, I'm staying on the keg. And Phil wouldn't let anyone near the keg because they were wasting the beer. And, West Tigers in 2024. Wishful thinking, Nags. I think it'll be same as me saying the Cowboys in 2024. It's not going to happen, mate. We're not buying any decent players, and we're going to have the same useless team next year, let me tell you. I think we'll go even worse next year. Yeah, Brad said it's a good drop. They kick you around those F88s, Jack said. Not as much as the wine did on the ladies, Jack. We had the wine tent there at the Harvey Bay event last year, and the ladies got rat-arsed on red wine. Jesus, they got up it. They really did. JDT Thatch, Khan the Pies. JDT's going for Collingwood. I'm tipping you're a Collingwood supporter because if you're not, they reckon that you go for 2 teams, your team and anyone playing Collingwood. So, yeah. Thanks, Pete. Thanks for that. Beautifully said, Buck. Not sure what I said, Pete. I can't remember. It was 2 minutes ago, and I can't remember back that far. That's how bad my memory's getting, mate. Year of the Eels in 2024. I don't think so either, mate. Brad said the ladies were shit-faced. Pete, if you could have been at the Buckaroony event last year, mate, we had a wine tent, and the girls got on it. They got on it big time, and some of them were rat-arsed, and I mean rat-arsed. They were gone. Phil the Maniac's on, guys, from Phil's Camping Reviews. G'day, Phil. How are you? Up there in Bundaberg, or down there in Bundy, I should say. Long way down there in Bundy. Lexi was the worst. Lexi Hooker, she was the ringleader, I think. I think Lexi was the ringleader of that bloody tent. There was some bloody sick heads the next morning. Some of the ladies, they hung it on. I couldn't believe I was going to have to get the Gidgee Gorilla over there to settle them down. I thought there was a male stripper down there at one stage in the wine tent. They were going ballistic. And I said to Gidgee, get down there and sort them out. They're out of control. I thought there was a male stripper there. They were bloody screaming and yelling and carrying on. They had a great time. They really did. The whole event went off perfectly. It was just a fantastic event. And I'm sure the event next year at down near Warwick that the Legends are running is going to be just as good. It's going to be a beauty. So all it is good people getting together, and having a good time and doing something for charity. That's what it's all about, guys. That's what it's all about. And that's what I've always been about since I've had my YouTube channel. It's never been about me. It's always been about charity. And I wish I kept track of, excuse me, how much money we've made over the years. It's got to be 50 or 60 easy, hadn't it? And I know the Townsville Chiefs have raised over $50,000 for charity over the years. Chiefs have only been going for 4 years and have raised over $50,000 for charity. And as I said, no one from the Chiefs gets any money in their back pocket, guys. Look, Russ and all them, it all goes into charity. And it was bloody fantastic. Even our last weekend, we had a football carnival there in Townsville, and one of our own was under a bit of financial pressure. His sister passed away in New Zealand, and we raised a bit of money to take a bit of the financial burden off for his airfares and all that type of stuff. And, you know, it was time for us to help one of our own last weekend, and it was a good feeling. Everyone got a good feeling out, and the guy we helped out is one of the nicest blokes you'd ever meet. It really is one of our team members. Big fella from New Zealand. I won't mention his name, but he's a bloody top bloke. Russ does an amazing job with the Chiefs. Russ is passionate too. Russ gets a real kick out of helping other people. He's a big man and he's got a big heart, Russ. He really has. He just loves helping other people that are less fortunate than him. And he's a good man, Russ. He's got good principles. He's got his son and daughter are bloody good kids, and you can just tell they're being brought up the bloody way a kid should be brought up, and with manners and respect and all that type of stuff. And Russ does a fantastic job. I'm proud to call him a very, very good mate. And but anyway, and anything I can do to help the Chiefs. I'm not playing anymore, but we're going down the Gold Coast next year. There's a big carnival, Masters Rugby League carnival on at the Gold Coast. We're going down the 7th and 8th of March. Gidgey, get your boots out. Get the cobwebs off the boots, mate, or even if you just want to run the water with me, we'll get down and support the Chiefs at the Gold Coast. Once again, we'll be raising money for another charity. Who knows? It could even be Hope in a Suitcase. We don't know yet. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But if you're not doing anything and you're around Brisbane or the Gold Coast, 7th of 8th of March next year, come down, buy a Chiefs T-shirt, a Mr. Buckaroony Townsville Chiefs polo shirt off Russ, and come down and support the mighty Chiefs at the Gold Coast next year, 7th and 8th of March. I'll let you know where it is when I find out. Gidgey said he'd pull a hammy. Yeah, I know, pull a hammy, bloody running the water on. That'd be a bit thing. Anyway, guys, I'll get going. I've been on. How long have I been on? Hour 17. We'll go an hour and a half. What do you reckon? You want me to stay on an hour and a half? Why not? I'm sure I can think of some more shit up to. What have you been up to, Pete? Let us know what you're up to. Dust the boots off. We were going to go over to Perth this year. I can't see it happening now, mate. I was going to fly over and see Lauren, but we got a bit of stuff. What is it? Bloody nearly October now. I don't know. It might have to be a March next year thing, but I'm coming over, Pete, and we will catch up, mate. I promise. A beer has to be nearly frozen for me. Ice cold. Yeah, I know. I'm like that too, mate. I like a bloody, and that's why I like it off the keg, mate. The beer comes out beautiful and cold. I love going to the pubs and you see the beer pipes in the pubs are all iced up. I can't resist. I've got to put my hand on them, those icy pipes that you get in and that's where the beer flows through. And that's the best way to have beer off the keg. Where's the Brecky Creek Hotel in Brisbane, Ken? They do 4X off the wood. They call it 4X off the wood, and it's out of wooden kegs, the old traditional wooden kegs. You get that at the Breakfast Creek Hotel in Brisbane there. 4X off the wood, they call it. There's another. Carlton United do it off the wood as well. Where was that? Oh, when I was down in Melbourne, there was a pub there that had Carlton United off the wood. And Carlton United used to deliver the wooden kegs to this specific pub. And I don't know, something about beer in a wooden keg. It just tastes nicer. WA camping and bloody. I'm going to get on and get one of your patches, Pete. You and Cam, I didn't realise you've got patches. I've got to get on and get a patch off you because at the moment we're looking at getting some patch kits as well for charity. Mr. Buckaroony logo, Rafa the dog, that that Rafa there, and it's embroidered. I've seen a demo of it, and for an embroidered thing, it looks pretty good. That one there, Rafa as a patch, and they're going to be 100 mil by 60 mil. So they're a good size square, rectangle. That size there, that exact size there. We're going to have a Mr. Buckaroonie one, a Rafa one. That's embroidered too. Jesus, good, well done. Mr. Buckaroonie, Rafa, Gidgee Gorilla, the new Gidgee Gorilla logo, which looks really good, guys. Really good logo. Get on the Gidgee Gorilla Facebook page and have a look at that. It's the one with the blue background and the big gorilla with Gidgee Gorilla and Townsville Chiefs. So we'll probably sell the patches in a 4-pack for charity later in the year or early next year or something like that, guys. So keep your ear to the ground, and we might even have them at the event next year, and all the profits will go to the Legends charity, hopefully, if we can get them up and running in time. It'd be good, eh? And I think that's Steve Fuller, and I don't know, I never thought about patches, but you can put them up on the roof of your car, and all your YouTube channels that you support have their patch up. So it's just a little way of supporting your favourite YouTube channels. So hopefully we get the Gidgee Gorilla and the Chiefs and Mr. Buckaroonie and Rafa patches. You can buy a set of 4. I don't know how much we'll sell them for. Depends on how much it costs us. But something like that to get out of China or Pakistan, I don't know where they're being made. Pakistan, I think, $1.60. And in Australia, they wanted $13.50. Like, you're trying to do something for charity, and you just can't afford to pay that and expect people to pay that for charity. Where you get them for $1.60 from overseas, just as good a quality, and then you can sell them and you make a better profit, and it all goes to charity. So, you try and support, and Gidgee's done this with his Gidgee Gorilla clothing line. Try and support Australian companies, and when you get the quotes back, it's just not viable. It's not viable. People aren't going to pay $100 for a polo shirt because it's made in Australia. It's not happening when you can get them for bloody $20 from overseas, just as good a quality. And that's why we get everything from overseas now, guys. Too much to bloody produce it here, unfortunately, because everyone wants $100,000 a year. That's the way we're going. Every tradie's on between 80 and $100 an hour. Jesus. I used to get $50 an hour on overtime as a screw. I used to think that was all right money. The tradies, Jesus, they don't miss you, do they? Anyway, I'll contact you later. Jack Turtle's talking to someone there. All right, guys, I've run out of things to say. I know you probably find that hard to believe, but I have. I can't think of anything else to say unless someone asks me a good question in the next 30 seconds. Everyone's having a good conversation. And that's what it's about. Get on, have a chat with all your mates in the chat room. I love the live feeds. Pete, get into some live feeds, mate. Bloody, I don't know. It's the way it is. Now that footy's not on, now that the footy season's over after this weekend, all you guys got a YouTube channel, start doing some live feeds, and bloody, that's the way to go now, I think. I just love sitting on the computer and joining in the chat room, not so much doing the live feeds. I love when Phil the Maniac does one or whatever, and just getting in the chat room and chatting with everyone. It's good fun. It beats bloody watching TV, I tell you. When is the next live feed with Pete and Cam? I know Pete's keen to do one. Cam's still bloody travelling around, gallivanting around the countryside at the moment, I think. Cam's a hard man to get hold of. Roz is out watching TV, mate. Rozzie's out watching TV. She's pretty... everyone's asking me where Roz is. Roz! No, she's out there. She won't come in and say good day. Rafa will. Raph, come on, come and say goodbye. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come on, mate. Oh, get up, you big slugger. There he is. He said, g'day, everyone. He said, I was having a good nap under the bloody table, under the chair, and Dad's just woken me up. He said, I caught a fly before. He said, I might be getting a bit fat, but he said, I've still got a bit of speed about me. He said, I caught a fly and I ate it. He said, Jesus, I can't believe how quick he is when there's a fly winging around. He just nails them. Like, geez, he's quick, aren't you? He said, I don't like flies. And he said, if I catch them, I eat them. I don't care. He said, I'll just smash them. Yeah. All right, guys. See you later. And I probably won't come on the weekend. It's bloody footy weekend. I'll let you all enjoy your football. Enjoy your footy weekend if you're Pete, who you going for in the Aussie rules, mate? If you're still on, who you barracking for, the Lions or the Collywobbles, mate? I don't even know if Pete's a bloody West Coast Eagles or a Dockers supporter. I know my daughter's a mad Dockers supporter over there. Not. I was saying before, Pete, I said people usually go for two teams, their own team and anyone playing Collingwood. So it sounds like you're one of those people. You probably go for the Eagles or the Dockers, mate, but you don't want to see Collingwood win. So up the Brizzy Lions, up the Queensland team. It'll be 20 years. I think their last grand final win was 2003, I think. So it's 2000. So it'll be 20 years if they win tomorrow. Good luck to both teams. I don't really care who wins, but I'll be going for the Queensland team, I guess. Be good to see the Lions get up. And they had someone in Melbourne the other day, and they were all Fitzroy supporters. Fitzroy. I remember when, before they became the Brisbane Lions, it was a Melbourne team called the Fitzroy Lions. And there's still people down in Melbourne that live around Fitzroy that go for the Brisbane Lions because they're still technically the Fitzroy Lions. And he had his roller door going, go Lions and all that. And they were from Fitzroy in Melbourne. So that'd be good to see, wouldn't it? John Tyser, he said, Charlie's too lazy to catch the flies. He just watches them. Rafa goes apeshit. He hates them. He hates flies, don't you, mate? Anyway, good night, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Go the Lions. Go the Broncos. And we'll talk to you again next week sometime, eh? Don't forget the great charity, Hope in a Suitcase. If you can help out, be much appreciated. Catch us later, eh? Bye now. See you, everyone.